Good evening. Good afternoon even. So now we are going to discuss the most important, I would say, a definite question which is coming from like audit reporting in auditing and assurance course unit. In the fraud examination, you in the forensic accounting course unit, you may at the end of the session you may learn that the fraud examination report. So the here you are appointed as a forensic accountant in Suntech Innovations, which is brought in by the conglomerate draft a fraud examination report in respect to the company 12 mark. It is a significant mark. So firstly, we are go through with the question and later after that, we are going to the format and later we come to the actual answer. Suntech Innovation, founded in January 1st, 2018, is an technology company based in ABC land with 60 employees. Specializing in customizing software, say they are making a tailor-made software and infrastructure solutions. That company aims to create an open and nurturing environment that promotes genuine concern and respect for others. They also focus on R&D, research and development and product development, focusing in reducing technical risk across the entire software development life cycle. Moreover, the company is a high growth tech startup in the renewable energy sector, recently acquired by a Fortune uh, 500 conglomerate. Situation shortly after the acquisition, the conglomerate internal audit team. Moreover, the company is a high growth tech startup in the renewable energy sector, recently acquired by Fortune 500 conglomerate. Shortly after the acquisition, the conglomerate internal audit team unearthed significant discrepancies in Suntech FS financial reporting. Allegations of revenue inflation and expense masking have surfaced, casting doubt on the company's true financial health. Evidence inflated sales figures. Discrepancies found between reported sales and independent market data. Hmm. Unusual vendor transaction, frequent payments to Shell or the Panther or the puppet companies with no apparent connection to Suntech operations. We are making payments. Sometimes the employees are making the payment for themselves by using some shell company's name, shell company's address, but the when the name is like apparently like some shell companies, but the account number and brand something they are on maybe exaggerated research and development. We are unusually high R&D compared to the industry benchmark. In the industry also, we have some kind of a R&D, but our R&D is higher than the industry benchmark as well. This is abnormal. There is an anomaly and it is some kind of a fraud red flag as well. Employee whistleblowing, anonymous report, allegation, manipulation of the accounting records and pressure on sales. This is the background of the case. We are, as a whistleblower, receiving an anonymous tip. We are manipulating the entities, employees manipulating financial statement, sales figures, cost of sales figures to their tremendous pressure on the sales team to meet unreasonable quota because sometimes their promotion, their compensation, or their bonus schemes are uh, given based on their sales promotion, sales volume as well. So you are appointed as a forensic accountant in Suntech Innovation, which is brought by the conglomerate draft fraud examination report easy. So if we go to the suggested dummy of the fraud examination report, it has so firstly the you want to head it as like independent auditor report. You want to head it as fraud examination report. Hmm. Here you have fraud examination report, right? After that, you need to have two. Let's say, Mr. Kamal Tilakasiri, CFO that of particular organization from Dulanjana Gayashan certified fraud examiner. This is not mandatory even. Regarding in reference to means in reference to examination of the sales manipulation and R&D expenses, the financial statement fraudulent finance. So you know that fraud schemes we learn corruption, bribery and corruption, asset misappropriation and financial statement fraud. In this case, as per this question, it goes beyond the not asset misappropriation, even it is a financial statement fraud. We are manipulating the financial statement figures in order to achieve some ungained profit. Date, you can say background, right? Here you can see the background section should generally about two paragraph. It should say very succinctly, means very clearly why the fraud examination was conducted. An anonymous tip was received. Why we? An anonymous tip was received or an anomaly. Anomaly means the deviation from the standard. Standard is this, but our actual is this. There is a deviation. Here anomaly also there. Why? Because our R&D's expenses are higher than to the industry benchmark as well. Right? Therefore, it's an anomaly. Red flag. Or money or property was missing. You may also state why called in examination and why assembled in the examination team on May example like extraction on January 2028 2024 the fraud examination unit of the ABC Private Limited received an anonymous telephone call. It received an anonymous telephone call of the fraud hotline. An identified man who claimed that he was a former supplier to the Bailey. The caller alleged certain improprieties in the bidding and procurement process. There is some issue in the company's procurement process. They are taking some commissions, corruptions are there. So as per this case, so if I go to the draft one, the background of the introduction, the fraud examination report, you can use different names, whatever it is, it does not matter, but the content is relevant, right? Introduction of the background of the case. This fraud examination report has been prepared following allegations of revenue inflation, expense masking with the Suntech innovation. These discrepancies were identified by the internal audit team of the Fortune 500 conglomerate that recently acquired Suntech. The findings are critical to assessing employees' true and financial health and ensuring transparency in its operation. It's important. The report outlines that steps taken to investigate claims, the evidence collected, and recommendation for corrective actions. Right? After that, you have right executive summary. In here, for example, for simple fraud examination, executive summary should not more than 4 to 5 paragraphs. In this section, you should summarize the actions performed during the examination, such as document review, interview witnesses, we are interviewing CFOs, managers, the account assistant conducting analysis of test, doing the provide reader to an overview what you did during the fraud examination. The fraud examination commenced on this date. Receive a telephone call, unidentified man. Previously also aforementioned, it's the caller said that ever since Linda Reed Collins had taken over purchasing manager, he had been gradually squeezed out from the Bailey. The fraud examination team reviewed selected purchases. In order to catch this one, we are reviewing the suspected period purchases, right? Interviews others and key participations, managers, the team reviewed purchasing guidelines, personal files and interviews, the verification of the financial documents. Likewise, you can even think and write. In the scope to objective to determine the existence of whether there is actually a misappropriation of the asset. Approach, product estimation team members, procedures, document review, interviews, individual interviews. Here you can see, right? Findings. We have found that these people are committing frauds, something like that. You can leisurely read on. And after that, you are summarizing the factors, impact of this fraud, recommendation you are recommending. You want to enable the internal control, enhance your internal controls. Likewise, you want to have a good fraud education to employees. End of the report. So if we rush through with the question, so this answer is generating from a draft answer to from regarding date background. Here is executive summary, scope, approach, finding, summary, impact of the Suntech, recommendation, end of the report. This is the format. So if we go to our exam question, here you can see fraud examination report. Let's say introduction. This report outlined the finding and recommendation of the following detailed fraud examination conducted at Suntech Innovation. The investigation was initiated in response to allegations. Why? We have some revenue inflation. We are exaggerating our revenues. We addressing expense masking, significant discrepancies in the financial record discovered by internal audit team. That is the background to this fraud examination, why this fraud examination was conducted, right? Objectives to identify, right? After that, you can have a executive summary, and scope means objectives in the sense to identify and confirm any fraudulent activities in the financial reporting and accounting practice. We are whether the employees who are manipulating actually, to determine the extent, the impact and discrepancies. What is the impact for this? To provide recommendation for the corrective actions. Evidence received, right? Reviewed. inflated selling figures, discrepancies between reported and independent market data, suggesting overstatement of revenues. It means we are inflated, means our sales is boosting. In that case, it is assumed that inflated sales revenue, in the sense discrepancies, there is a discrepancy between reported sales and independent market data, suggesting overstatement of the revenue. We are boosting the revenue in order to achieve the our compensation, our bonuses, employees who are senior management, boosting their revenue. It is a financial statement fraud, fictitious revenue. Can you remember? Unusual vendor transaction. Payments are made to puppet or the shell companies, phantom companies. Payments made to shell companies with no legitimate connection to the Suntech. It is a fraud. Actually, it's a fraud. Exaggerated R&D, unusually high cost compared to the industry benchmark, raising concerns of expense masking means boosting. Boost, right? Employee whistleblowers, anonymous allegations of the manipulation. The tip was received. ටිප් එකක් අපිට හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා anonymously මෙහෙම ඔයගලගේ fraud එකක් වෙනවා කියලා ඇතුලේ, right? Investigation methodology, how you are going to investigate. Data analysis, conducted a forensic review of the sales record, vendor payments. We are going with some allegations, right? අපි sales records බලනවා අපේ ඇත්තටම වෙලාද අපි සමහරලාට ඒ customers ලාව contact කරන sample basis විදියට, right? Vendor payments check කරනවා, walk through එකක් කරනවා අපි payment system එකේ ගිහිල්ලා, right? R&D expense account. Interview key employees, including sales personnel, sales team, making a sales manager, marketing manager, අපි බලන finance team එකේ accountant, account assistant, payment කරන මිනිස්සුන්ව, gather qualitative insights. දැන් අපි lively එකලංගේ insights ගන්න මොකද්ද මේ සම්බන්ධ ඔයගලන්ට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ. Right? Document review, analyze contracts. අපි contract use කරනවා, invoice බලනවා, vendor agreements, as to assess legitimacy whether the actual payments are made to actual suppliers or the fake suppliers. In order to confirm that, we are document analysis, industry benchmarking, industry figures check බලනවා, findings, revenue inflation, confirmed overstatement sales revenue figures approximately by, you can assume, based on the variance with the market data. Suspicious vendor payment, identified, insert a number. This අපි තියෙනවනේ serial number එක, identify this up, let's say fund transaction 32,820, transaction amount into insert amount rupees 12 million, let's say 12 million, example, like link to shell companies. You can assume and write. If you writing, you are getting more answers. I mean, marks allocated non-R&D expense to R&D account to inflate operational cost. Employee testimony, substantial claims to undue pressure. We are manipulating due to our pressure in order to achieve the sales target. We are manipulating the sales figure. We are exaggerating or the boosting the sales figures, right? I think and write, I think. Right, cool. Recommendations, say internal controls අපි වැඩි කරනවා. මේක ඕනකට segregation of the duties. You can write employee training, educate the frauds team, independent audits. We need to conduct independent audit, surprise audit, revise the operating standard, establish clear guidelines for revenue recognition and expense. We need to settings the achievable standard, conclusion, the investigate, confirm, deliberate manipulation, wrong manipulation of the financial records on the Suntech Private Limited. Immediate corrective measures need to be there in order to enhance the financial integrity and stakeholder confidence. This is the answer, right? If I show you other similar answer, the investigation focus on sales, vendor transaction, R&D, employee allegations, right? Some employees are fraudulently act, methodology, data analysis. We are analyzing the data, financial records, interview, vendor analysis, benchmarking, compared to industry figures. We are comparing, right? Forensic tools, employed forensic data analytics to detect the anomalies. Anomalies in the sense what are the deviation from the actual standard, right? So impact, financial impact. What are the impact of this fraud to the company, Suntech? The fraudulent activities overstated in the company approximately, you can think and write 20% and inflated expense 15%, leading to the disordered. Actually, it's not actual. Disordered means we could think, no, we are exaggerating, no. Misleading financial position. Reputational damage, allegations have cost out to credibility. Shareholders' credibility is then vanished. Operational inefficiencies, recommendation, you can see immediate actions need to take, enhancing transparency and accountability, internal controls we need to enhance, employee training, vendor management is there, we need to register the suppliers and their account numbers, we need to have several master data file for that. You can even think and write. So that is the question and answer. Then now we go ahead with beyond uncovering fraud. The fraud. Give me 1 minute, please. If we go through with the paper second part, so the second part is consists with beyond uncovering fraud because the forensic accountant is not duty, its main duty to recover the fraud, cover the fraud, and beyond uncovering fraud, discuss what are other critical roles a forensic accountant, ensuring ethical and transparent business practices, highlighting the special skill needed for forensic accountant. As a forensic, you can think and write. What are the things? Discussion discussion other critical roles of a forensic accountant, ensuring transparency and accountability, right? Develop robust internal control to prevent. The forensic accountant help management to create and build a good internal control system. What are the loopholes? How to eliminate those stuff? Ensure financial reporting adherent to the regulatory standard. Litigation support. They are having some kind of a legal knowledge. Litigation means legal proceedings, right? Assist in preparing evidence for legal proceedings. Provides expert testimony in court, validate findings, risk assessment and mitigation. Identification potential vulnerabilities in the financial system. Recommends strategies to mitigate risk for future fraud. Specialized investigation skills. Support to corporate governance, right? Advise management to best practices to the ethical corporate behavior. Contributes to establishing a culture to accountability and transparency, right? Specialized investigation skills. They having some analytical skills. Use advanced data analysis to detect, like NCASE softwares. Conduct through reviews of complex financial transaction, and they help to identify the money laundering aspects as well. So if we go through with another paper, even you can think and write. Analytics, they are helping to enhance the corporate governance, internal controls. They are analyzing litigation cases. You can think and write, and hope it's clear for you all. Thanks.